Hello, and welcome to our Alumni Spotlight podcast. My name's Autumn, and I work to tell the amazing stories of our students and alumni here at Penn Foster. Today, I'm talking with Demetria Pruitt, who graduated from our high school program in 2020. Welcome, Demetria.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Thank you so much for talking with me today. Demetria, I want to just, jump right in. Can you tell me a little bit about what you were up to before enrolling with Penn Foster and then how you came about enrolling with us?
Sure. Before Penn Foster, I was basically a stay-at-home mom. I was staying at home with my two daughters and just not really doing much other than the usual stay-at-home thing. And I did not have a high school diploma. I was in a bit of a tough situation to where I was going through a divorce, and I knew eventually I would need a job to be able to sustain, motherhood and paying bills and everything. So I knew that I could not go to, an in-person program. So I started a Google search, and I had heard a lot about Penn Foster.
Mhm.
So that was actually the first thing that popped up, and I said, "All right, well, let me check this out." And it was a godsend, honestly, to be able to not work, excuse me, to be able to sit at home with the girls and also earn my diploma so that I can obtain a good job.
Yeah, that's so important. So I know you were busy as a mom at home, I'm sure. Can you tell me maybe when you found some time to study and work towards finishing the program?
Yeah, sure. So I would study during nap times, and then I would go full on to do my coursework at night when they were asleep. And anytime that they had a nap or they were doing some quiet activities, I would find some time to hop on and get some studying and work done.
Yeah. Yeah. And why did you maybe feel like I'm sure you had the GED option. Why did you opt in and want an actual high school diploma? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I did have that option, but I don't know, it was just so important to me to have an actual high school diploma. I had a lot of credits, and I'm thankful that you guys do accept credits. So
Mhm.
I knew that, I didn't want to cheat myself out of a real high school diploma, being that, I had a sufficient amount of credits to apply towards that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's great that we do offer that. You're right. Can you tell me about maybe what was your favorite thing about studying online and pursuing your high school diploma online?
Oh, the flexibility. That was amazing. I would not have been able to obtain a high school diploma at all, seriously, if I had not had the flexibility of being able to do it on my schedule, on my time, just being at home.
Yeah, yeah, that's so important. What would you maybe say to, other moms out there who maybe think that they don't have the time and maybe that's their goal and they want to pursue their high school diploma?
You gotta have a lot of grit, and you have to stick to just make a schedule, and stick to it. It was pretty easy for me, like I said, when my girls were having downtime and when they were asleep, even early in the morning, if you're finding yourself, you're having your morning coffee, it's quiet, you can hop online and just do your studies. It's so easy.
Yeah, that's so great. What are your girls' ages?
Well, now they're 9 and 11, and I have a 4-year-old as well.
That's great. And what do you think it meant to them to see their mom graduate and have that high school diploma?
They were really proud of me, especially when I told them, that my goal was to do it before my 40th birthday and get it done. They were really excited for me, and they made me little cards, and they had me a little party. It was so cute.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. That's so great. It was a family
Yeah, it
celebration.
was. Yeah, and it felt good to inspire them to not give up on their goals, because I had all of this time had passed, and it's like that was a big goal that I really wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, and that's so amazing that you didn't give up and definitely so proud of you over here at Penn Foster. So what would you maybe say to students now who are working through the program and maybe finding a lack of motivation? How did you stay motivated?
I kept my eyes on the prize. I would literally make vision boards that included me graduating. And then, with graduation, I would make these little things around my vision board as to, I can get a better job. I can get a better car. I could
Yeah.
buy a house. You make your vision board and you just keep that in front of you. And that way, that'll motivate you so much to get things done when, everybody has those little motivational funks that they go through.
Yeah.
But just making, a list or goals or just keeping in mind your goals, it helps a lot.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you put something like tangible in there too. Like, okay, I'm going to work towards a better job or a nicer car and, a house for my family. So I love that you said that. Speaking of
Yeah.
speaking of a job, what are you up to now? I know you mentioned you did receive a job after you getting your diploma. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I put in for an interview here. I applied to this particular position, and of course, one of the requirements were a high school diploma. And
Hmm.
so I was glad that I did have that in place to be able to go ahead and say, I've got this in place. I went for the interview. They asked me about, there was a course that I took with Penn Foster that also helped me with interviewing skills.
Yeah.
I did have interviewing skills, but it kind of enhanced the skills that I already had, and it prepped me to be able to shine in that interview. I got the job. I went through 5 interviews for the job, but I did end up getting it, and I was so proud of myself because everything just seemed to fall in line after I got my diploma.
That's amazing. And congratulations to, I mean, 5 rounds of interviews. I'm sure they had a lot of competition. So I'm glad that the interview prep helped and everything worked out. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what is the company you're working for now in the position? And have you, advanced or learned any new skills that you're using in the past year?
Well, the position that I'm working now, it's a national coordinator for a
Mhm.
logistics company. They move household goods, distribution. So we're the ones you see on the highway that are coordinating the 18 wheelers to get where they need to be. And so with that position, it takes a lot of focus and concentration, which again I did learn through my studies because you have to focus and concentrate on your work.
Yeah.
So I did, I'm applying those particular skills, days where I just don't feel like working. I'm like, you know what? I come so far, I'm not going to get into that funky mood. Um, yeah. So also, learning to have grit and keeping up with the pace of everything, and interpersonal skills as well. I learned that through Penn Foster.
Yeah.
How to interact, how to interact with your peers, and get along with everybody, and make sure that the day runs smoothly.
Yeah, definitely. And having those professional work relationships, I'm sure helped and learning those kind of skills as well.
Mhm.
And then
Absolutely.
are you pursuing your bachelor's right now?
I am pursuing my bachelor's in psychology.
That's amazing. How is that program going for you? Are you taking anything that you learned in your high school courses to there, like maybe some study tips or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I did my vision board for that as well, and then the study tips that I received with my Penn Foster education, it just kept flowing. Because I didn't stop. I didn't, after I got my job, I said, all right, well, I want to keep furthering my education. So everything that I learned through the Penn Foster courses were still fresh in my memory.
Yeah,
So it was fresh in my routine. So I just let it flow, and it's going amazing. I have a solid 4.0, which
that's
is
amazing.
something I never thought that I would get.
Yeah, congratulations. That's fantastic.
Thank
So,
you.
Demetria, of course. So, Demetria, I want to ask, how does it feel to be a Penn Foster High School graduate?
I'm really proud of myself. To be honest, I did not think I would ever finish high school.
Yeah,
And the program is amazing, and it feels good to be a part of something where the your classmates are going through things to where they're trying to accomplish the same thing. So it's kind of like a buddy system, to be honest.
Yeah.
And with all of the stories that I read, it felt kind of family-ish, like we're all going through this together and we're all making it happen.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And can you tell me, how did Penn Foster maybe help you take the next step?
Well, for education wise, for of course they helped me with the interviewing skills and everything. But when I don't remember how I came across the list, but I did
Mhm.
come across a list of graduates who, they reported that they went on to get their degree. That motivated me
Yeah.
also, that there was a list of graduates that went on to get their bachelors and associates. And so I saw a list of schools that I could enroll in. So that was another great resource, because if it wasn't for that resource, I probably would have just stayed with the high school diploma and, just stayed with the job I am now. But it helped me to excel to the next level.
Yeah, that's great. And I mean, education, you can't put a price on that. So I'm happy for you that you're continuing to pursue an education and keep moving up. So
Yeah.
Dimitri, Dimitri, I want to ask you one last question. What are 3 words you would use to describe your Penn Foster experience?
I would say amazing, convenient, and satisfying. I'm completely satisfied with the program. I would do it all over again. I would recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, that's so great. Those are 3 great words, and we love hearing that, you're satisfied and you would recommend the program, because it really is such a great program. Thank you so much
It
for talking
is.
with me today, Dimitri. I really
You're
appreciate it, and
welcome.
congratulations.
Thank you.